Hello everybody and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena, where tonight we've got a classic matchup for you in PEC Valorant. It's Boise State versus Syracuse, and well, Boise State coming 2-1 into this PEC Valorant season off kind of a tough loss to Michigan State early in the year, but they're looking to continue kind of their historical dominance in Valorant, whereas Syracuse this is a tough matchup for them. They've lost quite a few times historically to this Boise State squad. So just coming into this one, who do you think kind of has more to prove today?
I would definitely say it's Syracuse having more to prove here, because I feel like whenever you're fighting the people who are historically better, it just makes sense that it's more influential, I guess, if you're able to get that win. Especially
mentality-wise as well, kind of overcoming sort of a rival, so to speak. It can boost you going forward, and Syracuse is no squad to be slept on, as they've got a lot of good players on their own. I know is very great historically. He's been probably the strongest player on their team, and just going into this one, I mean, it really could kind of flip a little bit. I think the gap might be closing a little bit between these two teams.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic plays out as we go through the rounds, because it's always better to see a closer game, at least in my opinion, but we'll just see how it turns out.
Part of that might also be comfortability with the maps, and I guess we've got our lineup here. We've got Ian, Peter, Austin, Griff, Wyatt, and Marshall. That's probably Master, Skelesis, Skies, Prestige, and Rihanna. our five today, the classic squad. Everyone's accounted for, and I think, as I was saying, a big part of going into this is going to be those maps, seeing what people are comfortable on, and we're going to be starting on Bind, then heading to Lotus, and then going to Haven. Lots of kind of close angles today, both the 3-site maps, and I got to say, I know Boise State are comfortable on a lot of these.
Yeah, and you got to like these maps. There are a lot of the ones where it's really that default matters a lot, and just outwitting the entire team.
Well, we do have keys to the game here today. It's Doc's keys in Valorant. Chat strats every round. Stay off the copium. Take out your one, and please check your angles. And I've said this before, but man, with Teo in the game, that last one, checking your angles, it's almost trivial now, I think. And especially on all those maps, I would not be surprised to see a Teo coming out to make sure that they're checking all those angles.
And that also plays into the strats, right? I mean, the Teo ability is just so strong. It's like knowing every single lineup for every position, except the character just does it for you. So very, very good character.
And I mean, even the recon drone kind of, he's pretty much just Sky, but like just crazy on another level with all that utility. And he's been pretty much picked almost every map, I'd say, so far that I've seen, at least in this PEC season. He's like a very high priority pick, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of him from each team.
Yeah, and you just got to love the synergy with him, you know? Like, you can play a Breach with Tejo, and it's almost a guaranteed kill if you're able to connect both of those abilities. Of course, that's kind of a big ask, but just the ability to threaten a kill off of a free ability is pretty dang strong.
And not even to mention KJ.
Oh, yeah.
The lockdown is almost, you don't even have to worry about it as long as you kind of know it's there and you're going to play around it, which of course these guys are going to. They're no slouches when it comes to that. It's pretty much just, it doesn't even matter anymore. But a lot of the other characters that these teams pick are also very interesting. We know Master really likes to play ISO. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that at some, especially if it gets to Haven. That's kind of just the pick.
Yeah, ISO's a fun one too. As we're locking in the compositions, this is what I remember Bind being. A lot of Brimstone as the controller. Vice is kind of new.
Yeah, we've got kind of the vintage setup versus like the new gen kind of setup on Syracuse's side. Teo and Vice, I haven't seen a lot of them, especially, or like I haven't seen that combination on this map before, but I think it has the potential to do a lot of damage. Boise State kind of just opting for a bit more of the normal, the usual, the kind of safe pick.
And I'd imagine that Vice-Teo combo might be very strong, because a lot of the time Vice is telling you can't run into this choke, and Teo's telling you run in or you're going to die. So
that's true.
When you have to choose between the rock and the hard place, so to speak, it can really lead to some uncomfortable positions.
And that ultimate combination I mean, Vise and Teo, I think, have two of some of the best ults in the game. Teo, it's a bit more difficult to use it properly, but when you do, it creates these areas where people kind of aren't allowed to go, where they're just going to get destroyed. And it seems like that's kind of going to be the name of the game for Syracuse, is controlling that space for sure.
Yeah, Syracuse really wants to be able to control space here because, I mean, you have Teo and Raze. Those are just kind of staples of being able to take those areas and keep them.
It's definitely more difficult to do that on attack, though. Seems like they're opting towards the showers to start. Master's going to be the first one tested, kind of trying to get that jiggle peek off angle. Rest of the Syracuse squad's kind of waiting to creep up, getting some util in their hands before they prep for the execute. It comes out and Master has to back away, but he drops the smoke and nothing ventured and nothing gained.
Yeah, just a lot of jiggling going down, but the drone is coming out. And it, unfortunately, is not able to find anybody. Master just has that locked down. Still looking to scout for some information. Everybody's just playing their angles here. Viper jump scouting.
Master gets spotted, but I mean, they already knew he was there. Skies gets the nice little chip damage onto Owen. As we've been hyping him up, very good player on the Syracuse side. Locked in Brimstone this game. Not your typical carry pick, but he tends to get it done. As the time ticks, it now looks like it's going to have to be this A hit coming through. Master gets a nice look. Jono's going to get that, though. Sky's holding strong towards U-Haul. 2 on the Hayabusa and Owen. Rihanna, great timing out. No one expects it. Dizzy's so good. Just has to line it up with the classic. He's not going to let that get away. Here comes the snakebite to close it out. And round one, we're doing these antics? I mean, okay.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
all right,
okay.
It's going to have to be
Like,
this A-hit coming through.
like,
Master gets a nice take it when you can get it, man. I mean, so far, I mean, a very good hold, but seemed like Syracuse are maybe trying to overcook that one a little bit by almost faking the rotate, but I don't even think Boise State fell for it for a second.
No, they did not. And Syracuse just kept trying to get that information. They sent out the Teo drone, then they sent out the Skydog. I mean, just a lot of info from them, and they still weren't able to really figure out what the state of the site was looking at before they were able to push in. We are going to see a rifle from Miriana here.
3 on the opening round is going to let just enough for a light shield and a phantom, as well as a reposition is going to kind of catch Syracuse off guard. I think they might have thought he'd stay on this A site, but they're going to be running straight into him. Prestige and Skeletons are trapped in this corner for the moment. But the wall is going to bail them out and give them a chance to get out of this precarious spot. Never want to be in there against a Raze. Paint shells can spell disaster for that kind of strategy, but Syracuse kind of trying to creep up. Skeletons catches an arm, and that's a good kill. Rubiana from the back as well gets another. Trailblazer, I think, sees everybody. There goes Dizzy, and they're swinging in now. A trade only, actually 2 for Jono is going to be good. Skeletons is still on the site, but Jono's going to bail out while he still has time and might be running into the open arms of Skies here. I think they know, but not much to be done into that Outlaw, and a 2-0 start here for Boise State, getting the rounds they should.
When I saw that rifle drop on the ground, it was looking a little dicey there, but we were able to find a good kill there.
Yeah, luckily never really in danger of getting retrieved, at least. If you're going to lose your rifle, at least have it kind of be far away, not in a place where they can easily scoop it up as they're running kind of onto the site, doing stuff they'd already be doing. Make them go out of their way for it. And it was a little too out of the way for Jono, who kind of just had to go shower and get taken down, but good damage from Syracuse. A couple shields and a couple kills as well.
Yeah.
Early flash actually gets dodged, so I don't think Boise State's going to expect these players to be up here. Oh, another flash, as well as the combo from the Dizzy. They're so blind. Hayabusa, nice from the back, is able to take down Prestige. Clear him out. Skelesis barely able to escape with his life, and his classic is going to take this one back, and we settle now into a bit of a more tactical style.
Just looking for some information here with the Teo drone. He's noting that nobody's really shower right now. This is maybe going to lead them to executing the site. Everybody's kind of getting into position here, but Master's sitting here with the Bucky. Oh, Teo ability's able to find it out
the combo. Good damage, good chip. However, they kill their own Trailblazer with the Teo util. A little bit counterproductive. Master's going to get a look, and this is where you want to be if you've got a Bucky. They did come to his site. Good molly might get Hayabusa off the plant. Good damage taken, as well as the combo with the paint shell's going to take that Ruby on the flank. Jono gets one. but now he's going to go try and move towards the other side. Take down Rubiana with his friend. Skelis is here as well. Bucky vulnerable. That's only a couple pellets will take you down there. Syracuse, luckily, able to stabilize a little bit as Skies goes down to the backside, and Skelesis, not much to be done with the Classic, but overall, I mean, a good bonus from Boise State.
That's 3 rifles taken out.
That's very good damage, as well as Owen was taken down very low there as well. He's going to have to rebuy his shield.
Yeah, definitely a bad day for the Syracuse economy here. This Bucky vulnerable is just absolutely filthy. Like that was 2 shots through a wall on him, and he's half health.
Seems like they've been using that Viper util really well so far, and I mean that's kind of what you've come to expect so far from Boise State. I mean their util is always been very clean and very coordinated. Sometimes even if the peaks aren't, the util always is. Sky's actually already on this showstopper with the addition of that nice ult orb, not contested from Syracuse. A round 4 showstopper is nothing to kind of scoff at. Can cause some serious damage, especially if they go to a closer in site like this B site. Prestige, well, I don't know if he knows that they've seen him, but it doesn't necessarily matter. Gets out without even being chipped, and Syracuse slowing this default down. It's the Bind Classic.
Out comes the second drone of the round, looking for somebody's shower. After Teo confirms this, he's going to walk off because he's no longer scared of that flank, it looks like.
Grouping up a little bit towards A short. It just seems like the call is finally came in. Here comes Skies. Oh no, misses it, but Master luckily there to trade him out, save him from some potential embarrassment. Syracuse actually cut it though. It seems like the TP play was maybe a little bit mistimed, as now Boise State all grouped up. It's Rubiana by himself. Good angle, good headshot angle, not quite found, and through the boxes, Stump. Site's now been cleared, and Plant can come down with very low resistance, maybe only a mosh to speak of, and it's actually planted for CT.
What an interesting plant. I guess that's how you make sure that those mollies don't get you. Out comes the salvos. It's going to disrupt the play a little bit. Out comes the showstopper.
Traded
Master
though.
shutting it down.
Ooh, hold on. That was a really nice shot. Owen back on the trade, but those 2 kills have been very important, and with Dizzy on it, I mean, I don't even know if they're going to be able to stop this reload. Missed time, though. 3 HP is Skelesis who holds it perfectly. And I don't even know what they were thinking with that plant, but it still almost worked out. You just got to think maybe they were so scared of the possibility of a flank. The way that the map was played that round and flipped was so strange that maybe they thought the flank was going to be 3 or 4 strong, but it was all just Master from heaven. 3 strong kills on that map, and Skelesis to clean it out. Good crosshair placement. All it took was kind of a whisper to take him out then.
Yeah, just what a risky plant, really, because if they were right, it's a 1 round, but boy, were they wrong.
Yeah, now it's Jono's ult wasted, and not really much to save for it. And save for it, they will now. Wow, not a lot of money. Double satchels, arm kind of messed up. It wasn't perfectly timed by Jono. Master's going to take advantage of that. He's fast. And Skies dodges it, but he's going to regain his composure. Regen shields means he's still going to be a threat in this one as he regroups with his Sky backside. That's going to be Prestige. He's going in for that heal. Rubiana takes up his post. And spread out is Syracuse here. Not really the protocol most of the time for these save rounds, unless a gap can be located here. But I think maybe outside hookah. Nah, Skelesis too ready for it. Blinding light in, and that's a flawless round on Syracuse's eco.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to be able to shut down those wins that you're supposed to be or those rounds you're supposed to be winning. And a flawless one just really helps out.
Just seems Syracuse not really an answer so far on this attack side. Maybe they stratted a little too hard for this defense. Their characters not maybe so well suited. But back onto the rifles now. They have a chance to show their strategy. Teo, ultimate online. It's not going to be completely unthreatening. It's going to be actually probably good at clearing out this area if they choose to use it here. Prestige, early blinding light. Going to note some players and fall back he will. Nice ping. It might have actually hit Skelesis. I'm not certain. Jono's up fast, but it's maybe a little too fast. No support is going to be able to trade back onto Rubiana. Actually, Pretz over the top. Catches him back sight, but Sky's an upgrade found with the Judge. Still a menace. And here comes Thrash. Nice kill from Prestige, and Master cleans up too.
That threat of the flank from Sky's really messed up Pretz's timing, and now he's going to have to play this 1v3 out.
Sacrificing the stun for the wingman. He's a menace. He looks scary when he's running at you. Now Thrash, and he doesn't actually hit it. What movement? Yeah, from Skelesis, able to kind of wiggle it around, and a little bit of nasty behavior in Garden right now. But overall, it's going to be a 5-1 lead out to start from Boise State. Thrash, and he's moving.
Yeah. Boise State's loving these knives around here.
Seems like they know that they're definitely favored, and their confidence is showing in this gameplay. So far, kind of been able to just hold, not even really a retake required, a bar maybe 1 or 2 rounds. Most of these have been over before the plant has even been able to get down, and that's going to be a timeout, I think, from Syracuse here. Yeah,
there's just these crucial kills happening where Syracuse just loses somebody right before the play, and it's just a mistiming with the raise is what it looks like to me.
A little bit. Seems, a little too fast from Jono, especially on that round. Rubiana able to take him with the kind of the gun disadvantage you'd expect the Vandal to win that almost every time, but the Bulldog shooting from backside, and even if you trade that 1-for-1, I mean, you still got 2 more there holding strong, and Prestige and Skelesis, who aren't shabby themselves, able to make a play. And Syracuse, they have a chance to get back into this one, but 5-1 is never a position you want to be in.
Yeah, I think the timing just really was the issue, and that's maybe what the timeout's for. It always can help out. So we're going to see just exactly what they're able to get up to now that the timeout is over. We are going to be on a pistol round buy from them. So
most of the time you take a timeout, seems to be kind of before the buy round play, just to make sure you can guarantee that you don't want to waste your best strat on a save. But it still looks like Syracuse, I mean, they're not 0 across the board. They've got some kills. They're not super far behind. It seems like just has a hole. They kind of need to step it up a little. Look at this flank from Skies. He's gotten so much room. I mean, he's going to actually hit the Vise wall, bait that out a little early, and now they're going to have to be worried about him. But he's gotten a lot of info just knowing that that's there. But maybe it's false. He might be calling that there's people towards B, but Prestige actually seeing known with that Trailblazer. I think it's now a little bit clearer that it's a shower hit. Rubiana rotating over, but Hayabusa, that's a really important kill. Rubiana has to be pulled back now. And Hayabusa, after getting that gun, isn't going to go much deeper. Syracuse still waiting in this shower position for the right time to swing out, but maybe getting a little cold feet, not knowing exactly what awaits them here.
I've got your trail.
Trailblazer's going to come out quick, as well as the bomb buddy. A whole mirage of utility has all kind of been shut down by that incendiary right there. Jono's in through it. He goes in backside. Owen takes down Master with the orbital strike. Skies trades back onto Owen. He's in a perfect power position right now. They can't swing him 1 by 1. They can, but he's out of bullets. Stomp gets that, and he's going to get a Phantom as well. Plant still not back. Rubiana power position, and he's going to catch them. That's not good. That's not good at all. The bomb just about passes, but Pretz, beautiful headshot. These Sheriffs are singing. It's all up to Prestige. Not a lot of time left. But Plant safely down. Good damage onto Pretz. They can't give him those looks. Just not quite yet. Heal up. Ping through. They're going to play this clock, but Prestige not out of it yet. A couple seconds left until he can use his util, but there's none to speak of. He only has his gun. Off the tap, they're going to hit so much. They swing. Just a little bit of damage. Stomp playing with his life, and a nice isolation onto Pretz. I don't think he can be traded here, but a classic out. And with time running low, no options for Prestige, and that 1v2 was a great look, but a thrifty round coming off that timeout for Syracuse.
Yeah, lots of ultimates were used there. I think the crucial kill was really that hookah play, because it just led to the threat of the enemy having a rifle now, and there's too many things to think about.
Especially because Hayabusa gets that, and then they can run that pivot on through the teleporter to the B site. They'd never hit that if if Hayabusa doesn't get that earlier, because they know all the positions of all the players. If another flank was in business, I don't think they'd risk it. But now money's good, and things look a little bit more palatable.
All of the A site is just completely denied by that Viper's Pit, and information has been gained from Boise State on the side of B. The picture is being painted right now, and it looks like it's a B hit.
Not even willing to test that Viper's Pit, but Skies, look at this. He's been walking up so far. I don't know if he's ever going to expect that, but he does. Hayabusa gets a little too adventurous, kind of peeks out right into the waiting crosshair, and Syracuse is going to have to do this one down. Mosh so good, and Skellis is playing off the back. Owen, good trade. Brett's kind of toying with the idea of dropping out a hookah, but it's not really a great idea. Here comes Showstopper in, but Brett shuts it down. And now that might open a window to rotate. Syracuse thinking about it. They definitely are considering going to this teleporter, but the problem is Ririana. I mean, they just have no idea where this guy could be. He could be anywhere. Viper's Pit, as far as they know, is still up, but now they know it's down. They know that Ririana's left, and maybe with that information, they'll decide. But I think they want to just wait it out, but Boise State never really falls for these. I mean, they're willing to take the retake, but they're not going to give away their precious players on B. They worked so hard to put here, especially with an orbital strike in business. Time running out, and Syracuse is going to have to kind of get a bit of haste. Owen's out fast, but he might get shot down right here. Passing ships in the night through short. Owen has a chance. It's going to be so good. He gets not quite the look. Covey gets the guy to the right, but Master shuts him down. They walk right past each other in that smoke. But even then, Ririana, still, he was kind of never really in a super concerning position, as Ririana was still alive and ready to go through that teleporter there. Good util usage from Boise State and managing the clock well, not falling for the fake.
Yeah, and Syracuse, I think, might have just been waiting for all of those crucial abilities to come back up. The Tejo salvos needed to be up for that hit. And now it's once again a similar song to earlier with the not so good buy from Syracuse.
Stomp had almost like 5,000 credits, chooses instead to just save up. Skies has been able to get himself in these positions so fast, knowing that Syracuse has been playing so slow, not really contesting this early space. Skies taken so much range. I mean, it looks like Syracuse might be aware, but there's only so much they can do with this inferior weaponry. Hayabusa catches Prestige on the wide peak, but isn't really able to get anything. Sky's ahead of it, and they line straight up for him. Recon Phantom takes him straight down, and he's out of there. I mean, why wouldn't you be? 2 clean ones on the board. You don't need anything else, but he wants more. Pretz, decent timing out. But he's aware. Sky's perfectly ready for it. 3 on the board for him. It could be a look for an ace as the rest are here. Owen, understandably a little frightened to look into this one, especially with only a sheriff to his name. He's going to have to clear this perfectly. Crosshair placement sublime, and it actually is. That's the man we were talking about. Good out of Owen, and even Skies has to respect it in the chat there, but
30 seconds
seems like respect might be the only thing Syracuse gets this round. His time's ticking low. A double flank is bound to catch Owen, at least a wind of him here, hearing his noise running towards this A site. It's up to Hayabusa to hit a really clean one, just as clean as Owen, and almost not quite. Master shuts it down. It's all up to Owen to plant this, and with the flank coming in, I think all he can do is maybe get one more, but Ririana, of course, able to get in there and get the knife at the end of the day.
Yeah, I gotta just put a little bit of salt on top, you know. And I completely agree that Sky he's able to just get into these angles because Syracuse is just playing a little bit too slow. And once you lose that crucial space, it's really difficult to crawl back and start to control the map again.
Just the concept of it, kind of like, theoretically, if you were to start like 10 seconds later into the round on attack, that's so much more space you have to clear. In 10 seconds, they could be up anywhere, and with how slow they've been playing, that's almost a situation that they've been putting themselves in. This time, changing up the pace a little as it looks like they want to go B quick. Skelesis, Mosh is going to delay that, maybe allow time for a rotate. You don't even need a rotate. This is already the stack site. So much util, nothing to really swing off of it, and Syracuse have gotten a bit of what they want. With that util out, they now have a decent look. Still no one rotating, but Vizel gonna make this difficult. Ooh, out through Hookah's Pretz. Rihanna taken down early, and Skelesis, with only a Sheriff in his hand now, kind of has to bail out and look for a lucky shot.
Planted.
What a good execute. And now it's this 5v4 retake situation where the Visult has ran off and everybody's just trying to get into position, ready to execute.
It's definitely a tough one, too. Master's gotten a good amount of space there. Clears out the Cubby player and the trade. Master's feeling it now. He sees the Cubby guy, too, through the wall. It's just up to Owen, 1v2. They decided to swing him, and it worked out perfectly. Owen outmatched there in the 1v2. Master really got that one back almost on his own. He saw that they were giving so much space and just took advantage, and that's kind of what's been happening all game. Syracuse just maybe almost giving a bit too much respect to this Boise State squad.
Yeah, and Master kind of just had their location downloaded in his mind there. he was just ready for it. Like, look at this. One tap, behind, one tap,
Yep.
and then he sees their arm. It's just...
Stomp is not as hidden as he wishes there.
yeah, if only.
Syracuse, even with the pace change we'd been talking about, able to get the plant down so fast with a Vise, too. You think that one's almost certain, but, I mean, they were like holding, but they were holding in quotations. They were like fake holding the whole time, not really anything actually watched. And Boise State, of course, are going to catch on to that. They tend to be aggressive like that. They're going to take whatever you give them. Whoa, but this is going to be sketchy. Bad timing. Walked up, and Prestige and Skelis is looking for a bit of a creative play. Pretz is going to take that away. Syracuse, 2 more guns to their name, are going to get the plant down early. They almost think it's too good to be true. They don't believe it. They think that Garden's not been cleared. They're delaying this plant so much, trying to clear out everything. But Stomp finally going to get it down, but that's a good amount of time given to the retake. Teo committed, but Ribian is actually quite deep in this elbow angle. Trailblazer going to clear him out, and they're all coming through, but the stun doesn't hit. He had a chance. Jono takes him down, though. 53 HP is body shot range for that Sheriff. Out is Skies. Pretz 3K on the round, and ooh, I guess he'll take that one if you're Master. I mean, he's been hitting those, I guess, all day. He'll take that nice little 1K, but a Thrifty cuts things into, I mean, not out of the woods, like not completely lost territory for Syracuse. 3 rounds.
Yeah, I definitely think Syracuse may be respecting Boise State too much because they got that free sight and then they were still just a little bit anxious. And I think that's definitely maybe the root of what's going on here. But lots of nice shots from Master, like you were saying. That and one at the end.
And one is a good way to put it. The breach battle between him and Owen, it's going Master's way. Owen hasn't looked too bad, but he hasn't really been in as good positions as he probably wishes he could be. His team out of it more times than they're in it. Jono catches some weakness, shoots it, and Prestige taken down very low. Pretz is there on Disguise and Hookah. That's a good kill. Trailblazers, Seekers out now, and the TP call is through. Ribriana might be in position to get something done here. Gets a nice angle. They're going to have to be ready for him. He's going to take a chance. Guardian through. Stomp's going to clear that one out. Prestige, not much to be done. Has to wait maybe for a bit of confirmation on this plan. I think Skelis is here. This Tejo. He's going to get a free shot at this. And a free shot indeed. And a Thrash gained as well. He's going to use this to clear out a little bit of space, make things a bit more easy for him to get through. He's going to get a decent chance here, but it is Owen he's up against. Swings wide, both of them ready, and it's a spray transfer. Hold on. 3 on the board for Skelesis. It's not out of the woods yet, waiting for that Visewall to drop for a bit of healing and to regroup a little. It's up to Hayabusa now, playing points. Skelesis has another. He's on for the ace. In the final round, Wingman's down, information gained, Stomp takes Prestige, but that's the lower player, and Stomp clears it through the box, the 3K clutch for him. That was almost kind of the dagger there, I would say.
Yeah, we were getting close to an ace there. No, let's just watch that back one more time.
Wow, I mean, saying they have the information downloaded just seems kind of correct. So ready and... oh, just a few centimeters to the left there.
Yeah.
We're singing a different song now. So well played from Skelesis given the situation. It seemed like they were out of that one so fast, but no.
And if Boise State truly has the enemy positions downloaded, then it would show more on attack, I would say.
Been right as much so far, but this round, pushing into the stack, so to speak. 3, it looks like playing Garden. Maybe taking a page out of their playbook, but they're so quick. These Garden players don't really have a chance. They know that the site's open. Skies manages to play kind of floors lava, avoid all the different mollies, but now they can kind of just smoke Garden and play into this one. It looks like they're almost willing
To go to the other
yeah,
side?
This is a wacky play. I like it. They're guessing that all these flanks are going to come through, and they flip the site. This is when you want to plant for CT right here.
Oh my goodness. Like,
What a call, man.
yeah, this is a creative but great call here.
Ribiana kind of hears it all. I mean, he's forced to play into this all by himself, but now he's going to be the late flank. Actually, up to him and Teo on this first initial fight. Nothing gained, but Ribiana sort of cut out of it. A couple flanks. Skies goes down early. It's kind of up to Skelesis once again. He's feeling it, though. First game, second game, third.
3.
Give me 3, he says. Pretz trades it out, but Stomp so aware of the right, or the player on the right, who is not actually there. Master able to take it, and right click. It's going out, it's going out. He's probing, looking to see if he can find something silly, and he's
there
going to
it
grab
is.
it in the end. A 9-4, a pistol that you really want to see if you're Boise State. Kind of makes it a difficult comeback now for Syracuse.
What a goofy strategy, but it's actually very clever.
Yeah, knowing that they saw 3 Garden, if you're 2A, I mean, chances are, even if one of them is rotating through CT, if you send 4 bodies at it, that's a guaranteed kill right there. And if they're flanking, then, well, that's great as well. We're just going to play it for CT and take control, and take control they did. Skelesis really waking up in those last couple rounds now. The
Look at
standout
Syracuse's
performer.
buy. With the 5 singers, something fishy's about to happen here.
Close angles. Going to be the name of the game. Owen maybe a little ambitious on that peak. Doesn't see anything. Trailblazers out, and Owen's going to get found as well as his gun noted. Ribiana's going to fight him. Skies is out. Jono actually great shot onto that. It's going to trade that. But Ribiana onto Owen. Stomp actually clearing one out. But Jono got a bit ambitious now, and it's going to be kind of easy to hold this. They run through. Actually gets another. Stomp does. Oh, and Hayabusa gets a chance, and he takes it down. Wow, a bonus, a force. You practically never see those, and that's what they wanted. I mean, to make this one a competitive game, that's the one that they needed. Hayabusa, a spray transfer stinger.
Yeah.
You don't see that often, but it's a welcome sight.
Those tempo changes can always throw off the enemy team, so buying 5 stingers when you've just been kind of giving respect to the enemy team, it really is kind of a shock.
Yeah, now looks like Syracuse playing with a bit less, kind of willing to take those fights, and it's serving them well.
Yeah,
Their
thus
aim,
far.
like their mechanics, not necessarily like, you can tell kind of when a team is mechanically outmatched, but that doesn't seem to really be the story here. Just seems strategically and positionally
Defeated.
yeah, and that's the way that the game's been going, but now a bit more aggressive. But oh, look at this. Skies has slipped the net as well as the rest of them. Owen's not ready for that, but he might as well be. Quick adjustment on the 2. Takes him with the Bulldog, and now it's Ribiana and Master, the only 2 remaining. Ribiana's been noted. Not really much of a place to go at all. A 2v5 situation, but this is Boise State's save.
And they're still unsure about Master's position here, so definitely some uncertainty from Syracuse. They've noted Ribiana again, and now Master's thinking about the timing here of the flanks. Recovering that bomb is just so tricky in a situation like this, where the enemies have high lows and everybody on pretty much every angle of attack here.
Ribiana looking for a bit of a time in the smoke. Just so imposing, he doesn't really want to try for it. Going for that jump spot, and now just deciding to run it in. Preds gets one, and Master, taken out by the trading paint shells, takes things to a very palatable 9-6. Very feasible here for Syracuse to get back in now.
Yeah, Syracuse really has been kind of climbing their way back out of the the half. So we're going to see if they're able to keep up this tempo here now that we have full rifles coming in from Boise State. Definitely a lot of utility use there, and just everybody being aware of the timings that could have been taken.
Signs of life now. Finally, someone's positive on the Syracuse side. A good sign, as that might be the way things continue to go unless things change quick. A decent look here, kind of feigning that quick push that they're normally so apt to do here. Is Skies running up Garden, but it's not a full commitment. I mean, they've got Rihanna late on the lurk. Master waiting on his own, maybe for a teleport play. But this is a position we've kind of seen Syracuse in a lot on their attack, is they don't really know sort of how to get into this one. It looks like waiting for something to be shown, something to be offered up to them, maybe some util, but really it's only silence and questions for Boise State here. Thrash looking to answer a bit of those. Hayabusa almost peeks into Skies, and Thrash actually isn't able to get out of Hookah. Not much gain. Ribiana late flank though. TP comes through, and now it's clear. It's a B-side hit. Here comes the artillery. Everybody's flooding in, and Syracuse actually playing off-site here. So much respect given. Boise State are now in a position to get one here. Ooh, bad timing for Stump with that flash. And now only a 2v5. One's actually crept their way into backside. It's Pretz, who's been good so far. That's 2 kills for him. Oh, and if he lives, he might actually be able to stop this plan. Only 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
It's up to Owen, is actually here in time now. Master gets that. They have to plant the bomb, but he gets it for sure. Prestige definitely able to slam that spike into the point. And it's the man we've been talking about, Owen, but the double swing, a little too much for him to answer into. Boise State stops the bleeding now.
Now that Boise State's able to really bring the economy kind of back together, we're going to have to see what Syracuse's money is, but I'm certain they're on rifles. I liked the idea there with the Thrash, just unfortunately it got stuck in Hookah.
I think the late lurk was kind of what opened that one up from Rihanna. After that kill's given, the pivot, and then it's only, I mean, if they had one more there, Syracuse probably takes that retake. But that kill offers so much, and here's a pace change. If you're talking about pace changes, fast in, and look again, Syracuse actually trapped in this corner again, playing this Garden. Skies gets one, but they don't quite know about Stomp yet. I mean, they might go check him. Skies is a judge. Oh, Stomp gets one. Skies wants the peek, and he's not really at the right range to be doing that with the judge. Stomp now going to be a thorn in their side. Prestige wants to clear him out, and the late flank is coming in anyway. Almost a little ambitious from Prestige. He probably could have just waited for his teammate. Is he ready? Is this raise ready? He is. Jono gets that as Ribiana's looking away. And now they're down. Master wants to get it back, but he has to walk back into that orbital strike, looking for the strafe. Prestige pops the Seekers to kind of figure this one out a little bit more. 52 health to work with. He's going to get a look. He's noted, though, by Pretz, who isn't going to give him another one of those. Now just waiting for this plant to get down, realizing that that's the reasonable decision. Syracuse playing off, really waiting for these trades. Pretz is out, he's wide, and I wouldn't even expect that either. But Syracuse now able to kind of claw one back despite a good hit from Boise State, especially with that showstopper cutting down on what they wanted to do originally.
Yeah, and lots of good ults were used that round. We saw Sky ult, Raze ult, and then we also saw the Brimstone's ultimate as well as Tejo's. So the economy of ultimates is looking a lot different than it was a few rounds ago, with Syracuse ahead here, and just on the normal economy.
This might be the first time I've seen Boise State on a save so far. I mean, this game seems like they've been dominant in terms of the economy so far. This time only Sheriffs to speak of. Skies gets tapped down a little bit, but not necessarily ridiculous amounts of damage. Just kind of positions noted being more important. Pretz and Jono are going to wide swing this and take down the lurking Rihanna. Skelesis was there in support, but doesn't have much of a chance to get back into this. It's Master and him. actually going to stop this from going their way. Master might get a decent timing to walk up as he hears these footsteps. Jono knows this. Oh, and Pretz, another big kill onto Prestige. Skies has kind of crept the net here, I think. Owen gets one, but now it's just up to Skelesis playing by himself in the shower. Gets a double swing, and a little ambitious, I guess, from Syracuse. Giving him a chance to get back into this one, although they're getting him from both angles now. Actually, Owen hadn't came back, but pretty hard to win that one.
Yeah. When you only have the Deagle, it's a little bit difficult to win the 3v1. Or it was actually a 5v1 at some point there. But it's about what you expect on a save round. A couple of kills, so really is quite good. Well, yeah, that was a little ambitious there from Jono and Pretz, hopping around looking for something for sure.
I see the vision, but not the results. Still, as the score gets closer to 13, these 2-round gaps kind of matter more and more. Syracuse still considerably behind in this one. It's 3 rounds to 5 to win this one. It doesn't sound like that's insurmountable, but it gets difficult. They have the ultimate advantage. However, Vise, such an important ult, especially for these retakes. Seems like they want to be playing it on B site. And Boise State is grouping up, knowing this B site has been historically a bit weak from Syracuse here. Through the smoke is Skies. He's kind of slipped the net once again. I've said it so many times, but these timings so far have been great, but Stomp so ready, and with that kind of tip of the spear taken out for Boise State, whittled down, it's a difficult look to kind of get back into this one, as Skies really been the entry up to this point. Taken down early, still only 2 here from Syracuse. They're expecting a bit of a pivot back, and Stomp gets the info and somehow gets out with his life. Hayabusa taken down so early through the TP. Is Teo looking for maybe Ribiana? He knows he likes to play this spot, but Ribiana is just playing his life, playing so back, and the longer he sits here, the longer they have to wait to deal with him. 25 HP, and he's going to get a nice flank here if he plays this right. All of Boise State relinquishing themselves offside. Prestige gets a decent look, and he wants to go for it again. Jono, knowing he might be outmatched there, wants to peek, and Ribiana finally gets his reckoning. Takes that, and here comes the old. Half is stuck by Owen, who's not able to get out with his life quite yet. Teo, actually Flash might take Master down so low. Ribiana, nice from Master as well. A difficult post plan made to look very easy there.
I mean, the Brimstone ult always buys you a couple of seconds, and I think if it wasn't up there, obviously they wouldn't have played like that, but still, it helped out so much. Owen got a little greedy there, I think, with the half timing.
I mean, Ribiana's flank just...
It was so unexpected.
That's the best feeling if you're a lurk player, someone who enjoys that kind of style, is when they almost get you and you get away, and they just have to deal with knowing you're there for the rest of the round, but they can't quite find you. You can hear them running around, scrambling, looking for you, but he just tucks away and gets his time and takes out Jono.
Yeah, it's like a spy kind of just, you know he's there, you know everybody's, the enemies have your positions, and it's just like, oh, come on, man.
Like, who is so annoying. Like, where is this guy?
Yeah,
you're trying to find him and you can't get him.
It's rough. And I definitely think that is such a great just show of how you're supposed to play the lurking role, and it really is just overload the enemy's brain kind of, and when you do that and you make them short circuit for a couple seconds, it really ends up with positive results, as we saw.
Yeah, instead of having to focus on maybe 1, 2, you know, instead of focusing on Hookah and Garden, they have to focus on pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, there's
3-round lead.
5 threats all of a sudden, and it's so tough.
3-round lead this late in the game. Syracuse need to win, and they need to win now. Almost a little unsure of where they wanted to play this one. You still got people rotating through spawn. Again, with kind of almost being late to the round, that makes it impossible to take any space. They're just kind of playing backside, waiting to receive what's coming to them, and looks like a classic default. I mean, Spike is almost still in spawn here on Skelesis, watching for this kind of wrap out from Showers, which I don't think is ever going to come.
Yeah, Syracuse hasn't been really going for any of those crazy flanks like Skies was. And just looking at the ultimates, I think if the bomb is down, the round is almost won from Boise State.
Viper's Pit, kind of impossible to really get back into in most situations. I mean, if the Viper plays it right, it's kind of unwinnable. It's kind of undefeatable.
Visel does help with it, but you know, you're still one shot at the end of the day a lot of the time. And it looks like some space is going to be creeped into here as the teleport comes out, and everything's going to pick up really fast now. Showers is being taken, but it's delayed by the Rose Thorns. And out comes Thrash, who just got up off of the ultimate orb.
Oh, Rubiana gets a chance. They line up perfectly.
What a play.
This timing just always working against Syracuse. Rubiana able to find those every time. Jono's going to take that before it kind of gets out of hand, and maybe giving them a chance to get back in. Oh, Jono's so fast. The flash is not good, though. It's good on the one, but Jono not seeing as many kind of yellow heads as he wanted to see. Is going to lead to 12-8 for Boise State now in match point position to take down Bind, which has not really been a map that I've seen them historically play, so I don't even think that this is their map pick.
Yeah, and I want to just go back to the idea that Syracuse has been late to these rounds, like you've been saying, like those 7 or so seconds. And the timer on these rounds has been like 15 at the end, every single time. And so those crucial seconds, I mean, it really forces you to make terrible plays, or like tough decisions, I guess. And it's better to just have everybody ready.
Oh yeah!
One of the... Pardon?
I said, uh-oh, Thrash.
Oh, yeah, the Thrash came out.
Out
comes a lot of utility, but not enough blind heads here. And Prestige is able to trade back 1 for 2. Sky able to find another, and now it's looking a bit nicer here. They know that there's 2 other people on B, which means A is the weak side. A little bit of alert coming in now as everybody falls back and tries not to die to each other's utility.
Oh, the problem is, though, it's this man. I mean, Ririana infallible on these lurks. He's going to get a perfect chance. But actually a good ending, I'd say, there for Hayabusa, who's able to know that Ririana's crept up so much and also take a good amount of damage. Space, bad for Syracuse, but I think all things considered, getting out with his life is good for Hayabusa. Nice trade from Pretz as well. He's been shooting this game for sure. But the health bars are low, and there it is. The Viper's Pit, it should be... Oh, and even with that used so quick, I think that might have been the salvos a little early, I think. Not even with the tap.
Visol being considered now.
I mean, you kind of have to, no? It's match point, and even with the Seeker's use, Pretz kind of has to wait that out, get that information to go, and there it is. Visol committed, but they're not super fast off of it quite yet. I mean, they're kind of creeping up. Hayabusa gets a decent angle to walk in.
The guns are back.
Taps through. Prestige is swinging. This is interesting. No one, actually, they walk right back out, and now Prestige, he's going to get him on a platter just to win the game. A 13-8 for Boise State on his Syracuse on this opening map of Bind, which it seemed like, to start, it was 5-1, right? Boise State a commanding lead, but Syracuse kind of able to recognize a bit of the problems that they had been having with their game, specifically that getting into that round so slow, kind of giving Boise State the tempo advantage every time, but eventually that was kind of their downfall yet again on the defense.
Yeah, once everything started getting back into a neutral tempo, to say, it seemed like the rounds were close to even, and I think going into this next map, maybe Syracuse just is more comfortable. They play like an older composition that doesn't include these heroes that maybe they're not as used to. And that probably could play into why the timing was off and they were discussing plans and stuff.
Yeah, Hayabusa, not really the most kills, but also, I mean, that utility, it seemed like, I noticed it especially on that last round, the wall was kind of used almost in front of that brown box to default, when Ririana had kind of been walking up the same lurk almost every time. I mean, even if you put the wall there, he's going to have to trip it at some point. He can't walk through there. If he goes through at all, he can bait it out maybe, but they're still going to know someone's there. But just gave him a lot of opportunities to get those lurks in, and a lot of the time 2 or 3 kills off of the back of it.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice to use the wall to deny the plant when most of the time that has been a flank route. And I think that's just a symptom of maybe he's used to Cypher, where you can have those 2 trips.
It seems to me like maybe someone like told him to play the character, I guess, because I feel like once you get some more reps in, you kind of get a better feel and you're able to adapt kind of your positioning and your utility a little bit better. But I guess he doesn't have to worry about it really anymore, as it's Lotus up next. Boise State attack first.
Yeah, attack. I mean, Lotus is just really one of those maps where outwitting the opponent matters a lot more than all the other ones, because the rotates are so quick, and it's just like it really is just a default map. There's no better way to put it.
Fits very well, I think, for the Boise State playstyle, because they're very protocoled and they're able to do those tempo changes. They're able to send 5C, but also kind of slow it down and work it out, as well as contest those areas of interest like that A main when you want to control that on defense. They've been very good at that. Just kind of in general, their strategy is always so good, and I think Lotus is a very good map to kind of display that prowess.
Yeah, I think this might be one of Boise State's better maps, because they have a good intuition, I guess, of when the enemies have gotten comfortable with how the tempo of the rounds have been playing. And so they realize, like, oh, we've played 3 slow rounds. Now we're going to full rush B with a shotgun or something. And it just works.
It wasn't just Ruiana on those defensive lurks, but Skies on the attack lurks. He pretty much had 4 or 5 rounds in a row where he'd walk up all by himself and just take an insane amount of space, because Syracuse was always just a little late on walking up and controlling those early areas like A main and showers. And so he was able to take that control and kind of run with it.
And I think it's kind of a hard issue to recognize when you're playing the game that, oh, we're just late and that's why we're losing half the map, because it often doesn't show. It's kind of just like the enemies know our position and we don't know why, but the reason is because that map control has been given, and just by deduction, really, you're able to figure out exactly what's going on.
Gonna be probably working that one through in the VOD review, I'd imagine, as it's a lot easier to kind of tell what's going wrong when you're able to see all the players, see what they see. But yeah, a lot of the times just a little slower. But I mean, of course we have to give Boise State credit for noticing this and taking so much advantage as they did, because they noticed that, like, wow, we're kind of getting these areas and they're not up, you know. And Skies, of course, that's just kind of his play style. He just wants to take those fights and get those aim diffs. But he kind of walked up and just noticed, oh, no one's here. Well, yeah, I guess I'll grab this real estate for myself.
In the same way that it's hard to recognize if you're making the mistake, it's also hard to recognize that the mistake's being made, unless if you go up for those ambitious lurks and you really try and take that real estate and risk it. And I think that's just – it just played into the play style very well and was very, like, props to Boise State.
And the difference definitely showed, especially – when we got to see the transition of halves there, as it seemed like Syracuse is going for the same thing that Boise State was on that B side of, like, okay, we push out Garden, take some early control, and, like, block this off. Like, you're not going here. If you go here, we're going to bite you tooth and nail. And for Syracuse, it never really worked. They just kind of went the other way and cut them off and just took them out of the round, whereas Boise State were like ironclad. They're like an anchor. I mean, you can't move them from that Garden position. So yeah, just overall, I think it was a bit of a just cleaner coordination, but the mechanics were certainly there for Syracuse. I mean, Owen, of course, Prezi.
Yeah,
I mean, they were
doing
shooting
well.
So
I think it's kind of like the idea that the characters you pick in the team comp is going to play differently, and not having that Gecko double flash, it really it makes it difficult to keep that Garden control, because one guy plays anti-flash, and it's like, well, there goes our play, really. So I definitely think there was a little bit of that, of just a new composition and not exactly having everything ironed out yet.
And we'd like to thank local dairy farm families as proud fueling partners of our BSU esports athletes. Dairy foods provide the protein to rebuild, hydration to recover, and natural electrolytes to replenish post-activity. Fuel your greatness with dairy.
Yeah, it's always important to have a good diet when you're up to anything mental, really.
And dairy's good, bro. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I see the players in the back room there snacking on that cheese. That might be the reason that they're winning.
Oh, yeah, definitely could be.
There's a 100% correlation with winning maps and eating cheese before the map. So that's all I have to say. But, I mean, all things considered, I think we're selling Syracuse maybe a little shorter. It sounds like we are because, I mean, 13-8 is that's a very respectable
the rounds
score.
It's not like the rounds where 5 people are left every time. It was like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, a lot of the time they got their way back into rounds that they probably shouldn't have. Or, I mean, think about, for example, Skelesis with the clutch 3 HP on Owen, who was swinging him U-Haul, right? I mean, if that goes a different way, I mean, maybe the momentum shifts a little bit. So if Syracuse can kind of clean up on that a little, I mean, they have a pretty decent look, especially to win. But especially Lotus, you got to lock in and you got to push the tempo on a map like Lotus for sure.
Yeah, if you mess up the tempo on Lotus, it's like, oh, the enemies have control of Mound now, or they have control of A Rubble. And it's just, once you give up those crucial points of the map, it's kind of just like we're playing a 2-site map now. And it becomes very difficult to play 2-site Lotus because the rotate is like a 7-second rotate between those points.
It's not going to be made easy for them, I can tell you that much. Especially if they opt to go kind of for that KJ, the Teo is just going to erase that because normally that's kind of your answer. If you mess up, okay, like pull everybody off. Let's just put down the lockdown, flood back in. But if you put down the lockdown, it's boop, 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 and it's gone. And 45-second cooldown. You have it every round.
And that Tejo, like, ultimate, all of your Killjoy setup's gone for a round.
Yeah.
And if the Killjoy isn't clever with how she's setting up her ultimates and changing it up enough, Teo's able to just boop, boop, and then no more alarm bot, no more turret, and things like that can really make the C side of the map a lot harder to hold.
I think if Hayabusa's maybe on a bit more of a comfort pick, things can definitely go a bit of a different way. They were lagging a bit behind the rest of their team there. In a game like that, that can kind of spell the difference between a few rounds. And maybe if they're on, even if the KJ, I mean, we just trash talked it for like 30 seconds straight. But if you're comfortable on it, there's never a way you can't outplay things, right? I mean, sometimes you kind of just have to sacrifice the lockdown, you know, like, I mean,
whatever.
There's kind of not really beating that, but I mean, a good Killjoy, of course, they can outplay a Tejo. So
yeah, definitely. And I just thinking about what we were saying about Killjoy and Cypher and whatnot, how they can have their stuff broken by Tejo. I think that kind of goes into why the Vice might have been picked because it has indestructible abilities.
Yeah, but just overall, I mean, seems like they weren't really completely ready for it. Maybe a bit more time in the lab with the Vice, and it'll be ready. But speaking of ready, I think we are just about ready to go into Agent Select. Unsurprisingly, a tail on each side, and
a breach
like
with it.
I want to see that deadlock. Please lock it in.
Oh my goodness!
I'm the #1 deadlock fan. Boise State, very kind of aggressive, flash-oriented comp. I wouldn't be surprised to see Skies on maybe a Raze, maybe even something like an ISO or a Yoru or something like that. There we go.
Yoru makes a lot of sense here.
Yoru makes a lot of sense here. I mean, that's flash in, area gained, Ririana ults, and they're going crazy. But same can really be said for Syracuse. You have GravNet. You have so many, like, area denial pushing ultimates. It seems like the defense is going to be probably the difficult side for both of these, as Lotus is historically an attack-sided map, and these comps are not making it any easier, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for them to keep control of that C portion of the map, probably. I think we're going to see a lot of defenders pushing up, just looking at the compositions and imagining how things would play out, even though we get to see it in a few minutes. So
just hold tight, and all our questions will be answered as we come on to Game 2 of the PEC Valorant, Boise State versus Syracuse. Potential match point. See if Boise State can clean this one up 2-0 like their last matchup, or if things are going to get a bit messy, down and dirty in the Game 3.
Plethora of util being purchased by the defending side here. Only one ghost being bought, so definitely some shenanigans are going on. We're seeing a lot of pings going down for that breach fault line. Maybe he's being told to reposition, but
ooh,
this open B site's a bit scary.
Yeah, especially because it looks like Boise State's going to be finding that out very quickly. It looks like they're going for a lot of info. Early fight. They actually might walk right into this one. Here it comes.
Oh,
Stun.
what a trap
There's
play.
The blind. I think
Oh,
he's
but
out,
they were a bit
though.
early with it.
Just about crept out, but the space has been gained nonetheless. But now with this information, Boise State's got to be like, you know, I mean, I count what? Nade, fault line, paranoia. That's
Like,
3. I count 3 enemies. Let's
was a
maybe
lot
consider
of
leaving
money
here.
worth of utility.
Yeah, that's a dump if I've ever seen one. And now so much space gained on the opposing side of the map. Boise State waiting and actually might have been able to fake out. Catches the Teo. Pretz is in a bad spot. Molly's been used. Pretz actually manages to walk out, tuck himself back behind Mound. But this is an interesting one. Map has been split. Ribrianna and Sky's working towards the A side, and with those two, now it's get the team over here. Let's plant down, and we have so much control of this site.
Yeah, when you show 3 or 4 people on the C site, it just kind of you're asking for people to walk up A almost, especially when the enemy team is playing such a defaulty idea here. Ribrianna's getting the plant down on the default position here, with a bit of an aggressive towards CT.
Skies and Master stacked, kind of in a double angle, a bit of a high-low going on, but they've crept, and as they swung, they know pretty much everybody's got to be here now. It's Stairs, and it's everybody. Skies able to get Pretz to stomp as well, taken down, and Ribrianna holding a nice little angle, gives Owen a bit of a chance, but overall it's 3 through, and kind of off the back of being able to creep that timing there and get up deep kind of into almost spawn.
Yeah, that play on C Mound, just especially on the pistol round, when you use that much utility, you're gonna have trouble retaking because you don't have any tools to help you. And it was just such a good shot call from Boise State to realize that the A site's probably the angle here. Moving into this next round, we're seeing the classic Ribrianna Phantom on the second round. Seems like we saw that last game as well.
3 kills on both of these opening pistols, actually.
Oh, but the Phantom might be given away.
Wow, that was fast. I mean, I don't think they were able to take it, were they? I don't think so. Owen, somehow, oh, he was.
Oh, no.
Owen gets it with a classic, and now he's going to be probably giving that to the healthy member of the team, making things a little bit more sketchy. Respect is going to have to be given. Sky is almost a little bit trapped in here, but with no one peeking, it doesn't really matter. Rest of the team kind of feeling out this A site once again, getting some good information here, and there's only one to meet them.
And as that wall falls, everybody's going to start collapsing under the site. The fake clone, unfortunately, they are privy to it.
That could be an important kill to give away, as every second that passes, this Phantom gets more and more valuable. It's going to be Stomp in to get the first look, take point here, and he's going to need to come up big with this Sheriff. It's sketchy for Syracuse, good util used. Skelesis is on this headshot angle, and the peek from Owen out through. It's not quite enough. Owen gets one though. 1v2, it's not completely unreasonable yet. Smoke cuts angles out quite nicely. He knows. Ooh, and what a timing on Prestige. Hold on. Owen, silent drop through the smoke. Wow, what a shot from him. All off the back of retrieving that early Phantom. Ribrianna a bit out of position, taken down, and Owen, the man we've been talking about as the standout best player on Syracuse, proves it here with an important second round, and that's 2 now. Second rounds that Boise State has lost.
The Phantom buy is just such a risky idea, because if you lose it early like there, that's pretty much a prime example of what happens when you lose the Phantom early. It just gives the opportunity.
Wow.
Oh, just what a...
I mean, you run that back like 50 times. I don't even know how many times the person outside the smoke is going to win that play, charging head on. One thing to note that is a fun little tech is if you look parallel to the smoke and then while you walk in, you swing back, they won't see your gun barrel as fast, give you a couple more milliseconds, precious time to react, and Owen plays it perfectly.
And now Boise State's already taken space here on Air Rubble. and they're lurking up on the other lanes here, just not showing, but just trying to get a little bit of information before they execute. But they fall into a bit of a trap here. And now they have to fall off, regroup, think about something. Getting the bomb down is the most crucial point here, because that is $1,500 that they can get, which a couple of pieces of utility is always nice to have. The sheriff shot, but the smoke falls just in time for it to not be good. And now with the spike down on the middle of sight, the round has gotten just so much more difficult. A couple of salvos come out.
The whole stack here, it's almost the Tom and Jerry peak. Everyone's stacked head on top of head. You gotta walk out the smoke, you gotta face it. And Master lays one down to try and get maybe a little bit more space, but instantly everyone's drawn straight into it. There it is, the Tom and Jerry peak. They're holding right there, but the stun is massive. Actually, not quite enough. Owen dodges it. Nice spray back. A trade from Master onto Owen, that's good. However, Gun can be taken right back. He doesn't have much time to think about this. Here he goes, and Stomp.
Four-man crossfire.
Right, yeah, I mean, if you can win that, I mean, you might be Thanos. I don't know.
You might be the one.
you might be the greatest player of all time. But overall, I mean, a decent little look there. Some good damage, but Syracuse coming out to a strong early lead now on what I would imagine to be Boise State's map pick.
Yeah, especially when we were saying that things seem to be attacker-sided. But now that we're back to our favorite round, the rifles, we're going to see just how this plays out. That plant not being down means everybody's unable to buy full shield. And there's a bit of a walk-up here, contesting for the A pressure here. Sky's really thinking about peeking here, but maybe he's a bit wise to what's going on. Salvos come out, and he gets possibly a kill here, but the satchels are good. Flash, able to connect to everybody.
How can Jono not get one there? That's so unfortunate. He's forced to retreat, try and get through this door. Sky's just about doesn't clip his head off with a nice shot through the smoke. But so far, I mean, we're back in a somewhat even position. However, Rubble, it's been fought for. It's been bled over.
Look at this mound. Look at the C push-up. The jump scout getting the information on the man pillar.
Oh, Hayabusa net. It's big, but I don't think he really wants to peek that. It's mostly just to know that two are that close. Info gained, and they're out. Prestige is here, but even with these sonic sensors, I mean, so what? No one's there to play off of it. The rest of the team's been crept in, no flanks even to speak of. Lots of players still considering this A side. Pushing through is Ririana. Nice from Skelesis. Good salvo's going to trade that. Hayabusa's crept up quite far. 2 kills for him. And another one actually holding down this site, biding his time. Ririana clips that. Nice regen shield is going to make this a bit more tolerable.
Only 15 seconds on the clock.
Stun through. But nothing there to stop the plant. So far, he's got an ult even to play with. He could consider using that here. It would be a good round to possibly win. Here it goes, and out swings Jono. Gets it at first. Only a pistol here, but it is a share from Stomp. Tap through. Rihanna's walking around. Arc Rose might give it away, but that's a fake. Stomp kind of falls for it. He thinks he's got a rifle back in his hand. Every time ticking, he knows. Shot through, time's ticking, and he's not gonna fall. What an unexpected angle. Nice play from Ririana. Good off angle, and a nice headshot. Brings things back 2-2 despite Hayabusa's best efforts. They'd been silent kind of in the past map, but they've got to be a little frustrated now. They've finally locked in, got 3 important kills on this round, and it didn't even matter. Ririana 4 to 1 up there, 3. And look at this. I mean, why would you ever clear that?
Yeah,
you're either
really
going to be looking wide or on the box. I mean,
showing
that's
us
a perfect
the advantage of the spike. It's almost an extra player when they have to play around it, and the mind games that it allows. Ririana just played that flawlessly. A lot of space being taken on the A side from Syracuse. They don't really want to have to deal with the map being pushed up in multiple lanes like it was last time.
I think it kind of raises the question, though. Jono swinging so fast. Would you rather have 2 1v1s with rifles or a 1v2 with pistols? They might have chose the wrong answer there. But this time they've gained good control, but Jono's taken out again. Almost Skies, but they've noted that 2 are playing on this A site, and I think they know that it's only Hayabusa once again. On this side, Ririana actually taken down. Hayabusa gets their revenge for what happened last round, taking out the point man for Boise State. And here comes the net, everything ready and in position. Skies, I think that's the clone, can't really get all the space that they want. Master tapping the spike, draws Hayabusa out a little. I mean, they're gonna look, but they're gonna be planting. Master actually pops off. Perfect time, and to get that as well. Pretz just about able to tap back sight, but the spike has not quite been planted yet. Still a 2v3. Teo is gonna prevent that for a little bit longer. Planting in the smoke. It seems so difficult through the window as well. Stomp and Owen gonna bring that one right back, and Hayabusa gets their revenge.
Bit of an unfortunate flash there on the rotating door as well. But Master with that shot, just the time was playing against them, really. You have to take into account that they have so many stalling utilities, and by the time that all of those are being used, there's about 10 seconds left for them to actually plant and play the game.
It's kind of crazy. All of their players have like a really large CC kind of ability. You have the salvo, the paint shells, the grav net, the paranoia, and the fault line. All of those able to hit
as well
5
as
enemies and do so much damage. I mean, Breach has a bunch of those, but just the potential of individual pop-off kind of moments. Skies through the trip is also going to hit all of this utility, looking for a victim perhaps. Hayabusa, there we go, there's the stun. Shorty out, going to grab that one, and that's why Yori Wolf is the most overpowered ult in the game. I've been saying it for years.
Fortunately, no rifle acquired from it, but
I think he might already had one. I thought maybe only a Shorty actually to play with. Makes things quite difficult. Yeah, Boise State on the save. Flash out through. Teo's been caught lacking. Not quite with his gun in his hand, but it doesn't matter. Jono out front. That's 2 for him. Owen on the Master, who decides not to use the not dead yet. Probably a wise decision as time ticks down. Ooh, Skelesis, that's a really important kill on the Owen. This makes things so doable. Skelesis as well at the Classic. It's once again Stomp. In a position like this, gets a nice shot, but he's forced to stick. He doesn't have much to do in half. Not given. Rihanna once again playing with his buddy the Spike so perfectly. That's 2 out of these 3 Boise State rounds have been off Rihanna's positioning in these post plants.
Rihanna just really knows how to work that bomb, and I think that just comes down to practice and planting in the same position enough. You just understand exactly how you're able to play into that.
I mean, this play, what do you do?
What do you do? You're just cooked.
The only thing you can do is get a teammate to kind of watch you, but it seems like for some reason no one ever expects that. Like, everything is adding up. We've got the fault line, we've got the ult. Like, 1 + 1 = 2, but sometimes people forget such an important principle of mathematics.
They were thinking in Boolean algebra, so they got 0.
Okay, bro.
Now out comes the drone, taking some space on A, telling them exactly where people are playing. And this gives Skies the confidence to walk up, cancel that drone, and teleport out. The fake has been given, and
not even fallen for, though. Not really.
Yeah.
3 strong towards B, maybe willing to play these retakes despite getting one up, bested by Ribiana on so many of these sort of scenarios. Not willing to change up the hold quite yet. Boise State 45 seconds in, nothing's really been gained. No important util, nothing from the defense so far, other than that Teo drone, of course, but now they're kind of almost starting. Look at Syracuse. They've crept up so far. They have a good look, and if they overcommit C, I mean, this door could pop open and kind of ruin their whole day here. Tail Wolf is out. Doors popping, but not really as far as they thought they were.
They baited out.
Now get a chance. Guys, what is happening? We'll take that. We'll take that spray for sure. Through the stun, through the blind. Master pops the not dead yet. It's a 5v3 for the time being. Master's trying to get one out here, but Owen hears this and decides maybe I'll just wait this out. But Master almost a living drone now.
Buying us around 4 or 5 seconds of time, which is crucial, especially when you're down a player. Syracuse has already used 3 probably of their best ultimates. Hayabusa able to find that.
Ooh,
and Jono.
A 2v2 is not
But we have
unrealistic.
Prestige's ultimate to deny the defusal here, which might be what they're playing for.
Rolling Thunder able to kind of bounce you up. Actually used before the tap. Now the tap. Actually, quick down is Owen, who's going to get a decent look at this if he wants to stick. He's sticking right now. Half given. Hayabusa, it's up to them once again. Sticking the bomb, it's all that they can do, and they actually get off. An interesting play. I think they might have had probably a better chance to stick, but a lot of that time, I mean, you're dead if you do, you're dead if you don't. Just a tough look for Hayabusa, who's been playing a lot better for sure this round.
Both of these compositions just have a lot of space, like taking utility, but if they don't have to use that utility to take that space, then in the post plant it's terrible to play against because it's just like so much stuff to deny it. By the time you finally start to get to defuse, it's already 15 seconds remaining, and that can really make it difficult to try and defuse that bomb.
Poor Owen. I mean, how many times has this guy died to util on the spike? It's been at least 3 now. He's like the, I don't even know.
He trusts everybody too much.
The human decoy. Not a nice play from Syracuse. Are going to get kind of punished for that. It is a bonus, so a decent look nonetheless at a bit of a play. But Boise State so far are kind of just opting to wait in their spawn for these sorts of aggressive moves. Kind of shut that one down right away, and A site equal with C, I'd say, in being the favored destination. Going to be the focus of this round as well.
And the space was given pretty much for free, so a lot of utility is still up on the side of Boise State, and a lot of head taps from Miriana. And now just so much of the map is controlled. It's a 5v1. Syracuse doesn't have much of a chance here. Looking for a kill would just be a win in his book. Hayabusa looking for the shot. He's able to find it.
Glad to grab one up, but Master going to claim that one right back tappy today, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you like to see out of your team for sure. Here comes Ribiana, so far performing incredibly this game on the Vise, kind of almost one-upping Hayabusa, showing
from
that
last time.
We've practiced it. Even if you haven't, we certainly have. And now a bit of an interesting position for Syracuse to be in. However, this is probably the side they would be expected to lose. A timeout, I think, from them here.
Yeah, definitely 5-7 is probably the expected outcome from the defender half, especially with these compositions. And I think the biggest thing they need to address is just baiting out more utility as they play, because trying to play these post plants into breach aftershock, fault line, 3 flashes, salvo. It's just like you're playing Overwatch at this point, and it's not it's not a fun time.
It seems like the intro to these rounds have kind of been like no one's really done that much. I mean, Syracuse haven't really risked anything, yes, but Boise State haven't either, you know, and eventually they're going to push 5 strong onto your point, and if you haven't gotten any util out, haven't gotten any players, I mean, you got to favor them in that situation.
Yeah, maybe that's the rationale behind these aggressive pushes from Syracuse, is just trying to get something without dying, and it's a very difficult thing to do. Now we're back to our even economy, even buy, I guess, and even ultimates. So lots of A space being taken by the side of Syracuse.
Look at this spot. I don't know if they were able to hear Owen. They were backed off by the salvo. Ooh, he saw his arm. He sees his leg too. Come on, Owen. Nice.
Owen.
Good from him. I mean, you can't drop that. I mean, I like the structure of that play so much I have to root for him there, because they used the salvo to kind of hide the noise of the teleport from Owen onto Rubble. And it was a very well-crafted play, and that might be the look that they have been seeking.
Yeah, the timeout plays are always the best ones. So
Boise State Group C now. Seems to be their other site. When A doesn't work, we go here. And here comes all the utility that we've been talking about. Fault line salvo's in. Rose is out as well.
But it's a fake.
Oh, maybe pivoting towards B. Actually not super wise. Jono's ready and waiting. Master out. He has a chance, but with Pretz shutting down Ribiana and a perfect flash. And where did that even come from? I didn't even see where that grab net came from. Hold on.
Cheeky kill.
Prestige. Those are 2 nice ones. It's a 1v5. He has a good look, too, with this flash. He actually was able to grab the bomb there somehow. He's going to be able to creep out. Everyone else ran to go support, and now he has a look. But how does he want to play this? Just popping that sends Pretz running. And, I mean, of course it does. But you still got
12 seconds on the clock. He needs to get active now, and the crossfire. I mean, no man's capable of flicking 90 degrees like that.
That might be kind of the opposite end of what we were talking about earlier with that waiting so long, because although waiting so long means that Boise State has all their util to go in, if it doesn't pan out, now there's no time and no util to try and run in and make something work, and Syracuse gets a pretty clean one, all things considered there.
Yeah, just a little bit of a stain on that perfect round with really nice shots coming out from Prestige. Now, there is one sheriff on the side of Boise State, but other than that, the economy is looking quite even. And lots of ace bases being taken. Tejo is coming out to force this fight.
But they're going to take it gladly. Here's Owen. He's cupped it again. Wow. They don't expect him. Luckily able to get traded, but trades end up going the way of Syracuse. Now a 2v1. However, Hayabusa not there quite yet. There's Ribiana spotted. And time has been given for Hayabusa to get back, but Ribiana given the spike and has an entire minute to play with, and he's feeling it this game, I have to say. It's not a situation that Syracuse is happy with, even though they're up the player. It feels bad to be kind of left scrambling. They're ready, though. Hayabusa's so aware. The hold, actually both moving as one unit. The symbiote taking them over, and perfect team play out is going to even things up, and especially on the defense side, they've got to be happy with this now.
And here's just a little bit of a recap of what happened with all of that utility being spammed in that crazy fight. I'm pretty sure Yoru teleports during the tail ult, which is kind of an unexpected play, I would say. Definitely catching a lot of people off guard while they're trying to run away. And it almost worked out, but the trades just went the way of Syracuse. Going into a bit of an eco round here from Boise State. Still have a lot of powerful ultimates, one that even brings the enemy team into an eco round. And as they're walking up, they're seeing that Deadlock is on C site, but it doesn't seem like there's much other presence there. And they're looking waterfall.
It's Fred's all alone. Fault line out. It's big. Ribiana gets a look, and there's Master in support.
There's two rifles.
It's all up now to Jono, and I almost don't even think they needed really to use that Visal. It seems like they just won this one pure as it can possibly get with Sheriff. Sky's going to eventually clean up there onto Owen. Stomp gets one back, and I mean, it's not a lost round for him. I don't think he's ever going to expect Master here, though. Walk through the smoke.
Flank.
And what a nice shot. Adjustment, too. Perfect shot from Master.
Yeah, definitely the aim labs has been hits here.
5 to 6.
Clean shots every round from this guy. Just that fault line, able to connect to everybody, and then just the team able to flood in. Visolt making sure that the rifles are able to be secured and they're able to profit off of that play. Really just the makings of a good team right there.
And anyone who's played Sentinel in Ranked feels exactly how Hayabusa's feeling right now. Like, I'm here all by myself. They're 5 pushing. I mean, I have to go somewhere. I can't stay, but no matter where you go, it seems like they're so ready and they're just going to kill you wherever.
Yeah, every time they reposition, Hayabusa just falls into a different trap card, and oh no, looks like the next one's being played.
Get to your teammate.
Oh, goodness.
Luckily,
Yoru fault line. The 5 pieces of Exodia are here to kill him.
Noted.
And here it is. Oh, but he's there. Watching for him.
Time. Ambitious. The clock was running down. Skies felt like he had to force something. And finally, he's been stopped. Finally, it can't keep working, and eventually it won't. But this is a good plan. However, it's not really for Mound. They're going to have to stay here, especially under all these ults from Syracuse. They've got the Annihilation. They've got... Hold on, Ribiana.
Oh, Ribiana in a cheeky angle.
Oh, the trigger discipline. We like to see it,
but once he sees him...
Oh,
he finds that kill too. That's very kind. That's not good for Syracuse. They're going to need to use the Showstopper now. They have to get in here. Showstopper comes out, but he dies in the satchel animation.
Oh, I thought he hit that. I was about to say. Prestige Aftershock collects one onto Pretz, and it's only Owen. I mean, he's good, but how much can he really do? Through the smoke, he gets a nice look, but Prestige cleans it out. 5 to 7. What we were saying, not bad for Syracuse, all things considered here.
Kind of the expected outcome at the half, really. And let's just see that trigger discipline play one more time, and then the cutoff, but you know the dagger was there.
You know it was there. I mean, look here. I thought Master hit the shot, and like I might have actually cried, like on camera. He was on it, too.
Yeah,
if he didn't die to that aftershock.
I'm telling you, this man is far too clean. He needs to be locked up.
They're feeling it. I mean, 9-9, but, like, the aura is probably like 20-5, I'd say.
Definitely.
Owen, however, leading the lobby, and I mean, you can definitely feel the impact. He's been kind of the difference maker on the defense, which was able to get a respectable 5 rounds, about what you expect on a map like Lotus. But Syracuse are going to have to kind of clean up on what they've been doing so far, especially on that attack. Ribian has been noted. They see the eyes, and the rest of them are coming in support. 3 strong through B site. They're stomping up a storm. It sounds like a stampede. But I don't think Syracuse can hear it quite yet. I don't know if they know that they're getting kind of trapped here. There's going to be 3 on this B side if they choose to commit. Skelis is taken down already. Low a little bit. Not really too much to be worried about. Only 1 more shot down with the Classic. And oh, I really don't like this now. It's going to be tough if they're trying to execute onto this side. It seems like Syracuse, aware of the possibility, are going to kind of regroup and just take the 40-second cut to their time here.
Skies is on that off angle, and if they don't clear him soon, this could spell bad for them. Ooh. He's unable to find the shot and ends up losing that trade. Now with A kind of being taken over, Teo Salvo's come out, and the site's getting ready to be executed. The breakable door is still a bit of a threat to them, as 3 people are stacked there.
30 seconds left.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, are they thinking about pushing into it?
Into 3, it's going to be tough. No way, Jono gets everybody. Owen as well onto Skelis. This Master has a chance from this flank, but he's going to have to come up big. Pretz, actually good that he dies only by himself. Gets the info. Paint shells out. Nice from Jono to get 3. Spike has been planted as well. And Ririana, the difference maker so far. But he's got a lot on his plate, but look at the health bars. I mean, that's practically 1 or 2 shots for everybody.
But this wall is going to be stalling him out for so long, and every time he bumps into it, he's giving an audio cue to the enemy team.
Choosing to kind of break it down, but he's going to need to break another if he wants to get out. The middle one, the important one here, finally it breaks.
The clock is ticking. He only has so much time. Okay. Right click comes out,
1,
and another
2.
shot.
Does he get a chance? 3 bullets. He's running onto Owen. Owen gets a look. Reload her. Noted. Gets it. Does he have a chance? Jono. 1 more. Oh. Cleaned out just about. Jono 4 kills. Stepping up on what I thought was chopped. I mean, seeing that 4 people running into 3, that should never really be a win for the attack. But Jono so clean. Just about able to take that. And Syracuse now have a potential to even things up heading on to what should be their stronger side here.
And a lot of the issue with having those 2 people there is there's just not enough room for the utility, because all the utility is these big AoEs, and it's kind of bad to hit those on yourself when you're such low health.
Boise State Sheriff save. You never really see them going full Classic. They always love to have a bit of a chance to win things if they can, if the opportunity is presented. And they have a play here. I mean, look at this. All grouped B, but they've given it out a little too early. Plays kind of been given away, and now Syracuse able to read the room and read that A site. Might be the room they want to go to. All 5 of Boise State are scrambling to get there, but they will. I mean, they'll be here pretty quick. Syracuse have a lot to clear, and they're clearing it quick, but already on the side is Skies. He's stunned down. I don't think they're going in to take him quite yet. Master sees everybody. A crouch spray from Jono. That's bad. Fault line, another Hayabusa, and Pretz stand tall, though. Backside, Owen swinging by himself. Gets shut down by Skies. That's a gun given. Skelis is 20 HP. Maybe wants to give that to a teammate, but I don't think he'll get a chance. Hayabusa, Prestige gets 1. It's up to Hayabusa, and Prestige shuts it down. Thrifties across the board. Both pistol rounds not resulting in the 2 that you'd normally expect so far, and Boise State, maybe the track champions, the collegiate track champions, maybe not the Valorant so champions. But man, they got there fast and buckled down, held down those positions, and they did it well.
Yeah, able to just play that hut so well. And like you were saying, they always want a chance at being able to win these rounds. So buying that 3 or so Sheriffs is just able to really convert 1 misplay into a lot of profit from the side of Boise State. They're now on to 5 rifles, and already Sky is getting an early kill on Pretz.
Evaporated when you get to this level, I mean, you get to the point where a Sheriff, in some cases, it can be as good as a Guardian and good as a Rifle. And in the hands of some of these players like Skies, I mean, of course, you give him those opportunities, he's going to take them, and of course he did.
Cutting through.
Takes another opportunity this round to cut Pretz right out of the lobby, at least for the time being. Owen wants to go and get another look, but it's going to be hard. Sky's so ready. Owen's creeping out a little. He's getting good info and actually might have gotten a bit of a timing, Skies, but he's ready. I mean, he's prepared. Owen barely able to escape with his life, but so I guess his Skies info given is kind of revealed that only one is playing, and Boise State wise to the play. They've set everyone up on C. They've even got the door pivot for the post plan if it comes to it. But Ririana makes sure, or he wants to make sure it won't come to it at least. Good stun out, actually. Combo with the paint shells is going to give him a nice little pathway onto site. Skies ready to pop out on a moment's notice. He's always ready. Prestige gets one, and nice to the smoke, it looks like, with the Guardian. Probably onto the planter. Spike, whoever's still down. Time is ticking. Ririana and Skies now getting in there a little bit more active. Ririana is going to get a nice flash on the backside. Look at all that util. Skelesis gets one, and all throughout backside, the bodies fall. They splash in the water, and Boise State gets up to 9 here.
Yeah, you just really can't give up all of the control of the site like that. Bomb, sure, it's down, but when your entire team is getting hit by all of Breach's utility, it really is a tough situation to play out. Here's a little bit of a recap of what happened.
Just such perfect utility. I mean, even this late in the round, they had so much left to spend just to make sure this one couldn't go out.
Heads.
Everyone's blind, everyone's flashed, and everyone's there. Perfect play from Boise State on the retake, but now Syracuse is able to get some guns back into their hands, and they can definitely make something happen here.
Something that you do need to note is the economy of Boise State. Losing this round doesn't matter very much to them because they're able to buy rifles. That deadlock ult barely misses the annihilation. Paint shells coming out.
Wow, look at all that. They want Ririana out of here.
But Ririana finds just the spot in the Venn diagram of utility.
Oh, wow. I mean, what do? You use everything for him, and he still comes out
still just
on
standing.
top. 1-0 for him in the face of the Syracuse squad, who seemed to have his position on lock, but the execution not quite there. Sky's taking an early fight, actually kind of evens things back up a little. Stomp, low HP, but all the Vise util has been dealt with.
And Syracuse's utility has cycled back up at this point in the round, so they're going to be able to try and re-hit if they want to. Vice able to get that arc rose back up.
They hear the placement, though. They know Ririana might still be back here, but a door pivot, it looks like it's going to be B-site master. Oh no, this is not the person you want to be peeking into in a situation like this. No flash either. Owen, I mean, he can just wait. Kind of baits his teammate a little, but it's all right. It'll work. It'll work if you get 3.
Oh,
that's all right.
Should have had 4, but the salvos decided they were his. Oh my goodness.
What do you do? I mean, they used everything for Ririana, and still they were forced to do a late pivot, walk right into the loving arms of Master.
I mean,
poor Skelesis. Maybe, hopefully he has enough to buy next round, but
I saw
feel
they
like
were on 7K or so.
It's Master's obligation to buy him next round anyway, if the money's not there. But Syracuse, I mean, they've kind of let things slip a little now, 6-10, and they've had to call a timeout. We know their timeouts have been good, but can they be good for the next 3 or 4 is the question.
I think the biggest thing they need to talk about is just not having a spot for anybody to be able to play on those sites, because
that's the GOAT right there.
If
the sombrero penguin.
Oh yeah. But yeah, if you're using like $1,500 worth of utility and it's not even damaging somebody, it's clear that something went awry and how you're executing the site.
All that for a drop of blood, man.
Yeah, all that for 30 damage. It's like, whew, that is a terrible feeling.
They threw the salvos at him. They threw the paint shells at him. They threw I don't even know the name of the clove vulnerable, but they threw that at him. Oh, the metal. They threw the metal at him. Like, oh man, that's
so much stuff, and just to be able to just run around and kind of avoid everything and then find a kill.
Yeah, tough
dreadful,
business, man.
dreadful for Syracuse.
Oh my, Prestige has 18 assists.
Oh my goodness.
What? This man might be Chris Paul. I haven't seen numbers like that. I mean, Rihanna just finally done with messing around, wants to take an early fight, but that's not great.
Ambitious.
Oh, wow. Owen kind of getting everything that he wants, at least with a Sheriff, but that's so bad that the bomb's given. If the bomb stays with the majority there, they might have a way into this round, but now they're going to have to fight back into 2. Prestige, of course, flash lands once again. Actually, Hayabusa quick onto that. If they're able to dip out of here, Master will be forced to use that ult and waste it, but Skelesis.
Oh, here comes the fault line.
The side, and there it is again. Prestige cleans that one up.
And you can see why Prestige has 18 assists. I mean,
yeah, that
this utility,
perfect.
It's beautiful. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for from a Breach. Bit of an ambitious play here, I will say, but I think the idea might have been that Boise State wants to throw them off kilter here, because if you give your opponents a minute 30 on the timeout to cook up a play, and then you just run at them, it's kind of like, oh, what do we do now?
The play was definitely you send that C aggression to try and kind of scare them into running towards your A players that are running there, and it worked out. I mean, the A players got theirs.
Perfect.
And the spike was given over, so, oh, wow. Look at that. I mean, just the fault line and the smoke, and they've taken control of all of A. Syracuse now sketchy out the back, trying to get it. There's the tail ult. It's so big. Skies notes everyone. He's saying, swinging you all blind. He's got all the comms necessary, but does he have all the
shorty, a double!
Two.
That is incorrect.
Jono cleans back up onto that one, but he's going to have to get the spike. Boise State giving a bit of respect to Syracuse, maybe knowing that they might go for a play like this. Prestige is going to be in the perfect position.
Oh my goodness.
Owen hasn't noted him, and I don't think Chono is going to be ready. He's going to check it, but is he this ready? Prestige, there it is, perfect util again, but Jono's not taking any chances.
Jono checked the script and was aware, it looks like.
He's not taking any chances whatsoever into that. Now, they've just got to be coordinated. Owen probably wants to TP out here, but I don't know if he's going to get a chance. He's baited the wall, it looks like. Rihanna gets a look, and I think it's back to B site for the Syracuse team. 3 versus 2. Master actually is going to be in a nice position to kind of take this one down, but they do expect him in this heaven spot. Owen, if he's able to get this control kind of towards this A link, that's what you want to see. Wow. Master clean shot, almost another Jono.
Crouches the headshot.
Again with another impactful multi-kill, but Rihanna has a chance. The fights might get a nice chance to be isolated.
Oh
and
my
he gets
goodness.
A 2K, you say, you can't avoid me. You see me and you run, but I'll find you eventually.
I mean, he's just running at them and killing them.
He's taking whatever he wants here. 6-12. 1 round more for the clean 2-0. In this rematch of Boise State versus Syracuse, the PEC Classic.
It's just
Master almost able to find that too. Might have made things a little bit easier, but it was almost like a fake cross, because Jono really wasn't as kind of there, like safe as he thought. But Owen wasn't able to quite land the headshot. Only so much he can really do. Prestige now up to 21 assists. That's crazy, but
so many assists. And
you're looking to get some more.
Space A.
Wow.
Skillis is able to find a kill there with the salvos.
Reading Owen like a novel.
Yeah, that teleport just locks you into an animation and you get to watch yourself die after that mistake. Gotta be a terrible feeling.
If Rolling Thunder gets committed here, I mean, everybody's going to be presented nice on a platter by the chef that is Prestige. But I don't know if they know quite of how many are here. I think they do now. Hayabusa gets one on Disguise. Master as well. Flank is coming through. It seems to be a matter of time before this Rolling Thunder is going to come out. It's in the hands. Is he going to pop it? I think he wants to. Maybe
waiting for that.
Thinking about it for sure.
The link angle, perhaps.
Here it comes, but they're actually past it. Master, what the? Stops in the midair as Jono throws off his tracking.
Skelesis with the flank and the fault line looking to come out.
Oh, does he know? If he knows they're in this corner,
knows they're there with the breach ult. The salvos. just in the incorrect spot.
Stompy taken, and it's now only on to Jono Skeleton.
Oh, he's running at him!
Seems symbolic. It's Ririana to take it in a clean 2-0 win for Boise State against Syracuse here. And I mean, so far this has been a Boise State sweep in this week of the PEC. It was Rocket League first, then Overwatch was a win for Boise State, and now a Valorant win as well. Congratulations to the players. They played good. Syracuse, of course, they were never really out of it. Looked a little sloppy at times, but they had good looks here and there. And I think, of course, the matchup went the way we sort of expected, the way it historically has, but it was a good look at the end of the day, yeah.
And I think a lot of it was maybe they were just getting a little off, like in some way, because whenever they were doing those timeouts, things kind of got back together after the coach was telling them for a minute or two, and they were able to realize their mistakes.
Maybe a bit more time to cook together, like a bit more of those strats. A lot of the times it kind of went one way for a while. They'd kind of get 2 or 3 more back, but Boise State's streaky and dominant as ever. They're going to take this. So thank you guys for joining us today for this PEC Valorant match. Join us tomorrow for Super Smash Bros. To see if the Boise State streak continues. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. No flash either, Owen. I mean, he can just wait. Kind of baits his teammate a little, but it's all right. It'll work. He gets 3. The important one here, finally it breaks.
The clock is ticking. He only has so much time. Right click comes out.
1,
and another
2.
shot.
Does he get a chance? 3 bullets. He's running on to Owen. Owen
no.
gets a look. Reload her.
Right
Noted gets it. Does he have a chance? Jono, one more.
Oh.
He's going to get a decent chance here, but it is Owen he's up against. Swings wide. Both of them ready, and it's a spray transfer. Hold on. 3 on the board for Skelesis. It's not out of the woods yet. Waiting for that Viswell to drop for a bit of healing and to regroup a little. It's up to Hayabusa now, playing point. Skelesis has another. He's on for the ace. Late flank. Actually, up to him and Teo on this first initial fight. Nothing gained, but Ririana is sort of cut out of it. A couple of flanks. Skies goes down early. It's kind of up to Skelesis once again. He's feeling it though. First game, second game, third. 3. Give me 3, he says. Pretz trades it out, but Stomp so aware.
Trying to disrupt the play a little bit. Out comes the showstopper.
Traded though.
Shutting it down.
Ooh, hold on. That was a really nice shot. Owen back on the trade, but those 2 kills have been very important. And with Dizzy on it, I mean, I don't even know if they're going to be able to stop this reload. Missed time, though. 3 HP is Skelesis.